So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we go to the next segment. We see Becky Lynch make her entrance. She comes walking down through the crowd and all that. She gets into the ring and then pretty much starts calling out Bayley and, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Damage Control. So yeah, they make their way down to the ring. Becky kept on calling Bayley a Karen and all that. Bayley pretty much didn't understand what a Karen was until Io Sky had to tell her where a Karen was. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then pretty much Bayley was talking about how Becky Lynch took her spot on the main roster and how she was stuck down there in NXT and all that because Becky called her and said, the only best version of you was back in 2015 and all that stuff. And Bayley's pretty much mad and jealous because of Becky's success, saying it should have been her. She should have been one of the first women to main event WrestleMania. She should have been on Raw and SmackDown, became pretty much the man and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Bayley was saying. And then Becky was like, hold on, but didn't you say you want to stay down there and help the women and all that for the future and all that stuff? But she said she didn't have anything handed to her, how she had worked for it and all that. She didn't become the man to begin with. That she was just another body on the roster and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Becky was saying. And then Bayley was talking about how you would have never been a man if you would have never got punched in the face by another woman. And Becky was like, oh wow, I never heard that before. First time ever, huh? And then pretty much Becky starts saying, well, if you claim that you're pretty good and all that, and you don't need Dakota's and Io Sky's help, and Bayley was like, yeah, I don't need their help. I didn't even have to have their help to beat you a few weeks ago. And Becky was like, oh, so you didn't need their help beat me a few weeks ago? And she was like, no. And then Becky pretty much gloated her into a match next week on Raw in a steel cage. And Bayley kind of hesitated, saying yes, and then she was like, and Becky was like, oh, I didn't hear you. She goes like, yes, I'm in a match with you. So yeah, next week on Raw, Becky Lynch versus Bayley 1-on-1 in a steel cage match. That'd be pretty good. Next week's Raw is pretty packed. So yeah, that's what's happening there. And then after that, we see Dolph Ziggler getting ready for the match later on tonight, and then Mustafa Ali comes up talking about, oh wow, you get the main event you get the main event Raw tonight and all that stuff. And pretty much Mustafa Ali's still pissed off about last week and all that stuff. And, he goes like, well, you always get opportunities handed to you. And Dolph Ziggler was like, you should know that nobody gets the opportunity handed to him down here and all that stuff. And then Ali pretty much gets mad, hits Ziggler in the back of the head. He goes like, do I have your attention now? And then walks away. So, yeah. Looks like we're going to be getting a feud between Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler soon. That's what it looks like. But yep, later on tonight, the 6-man elimination match on Raw in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.